Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, European time. And today, welcome to the Toxic Happy Hour. We haven't done this for a long time, so I don't remember the intro, but your host will be Pubby and Danish. And our guest today will be none other than Daniel Prince, probably the guy that puts out the most Bitcoin podcasts of all people. I feel I see a podcast drop on a daily or almost nearly daily basis. And Daniel, welcome to the show. And Poppy, good to see you again. It's been a while.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on. And I mean, what happened to Toxic Happy Hour? Was it just a little summer break you guys were on out there, sunning your balls together or somewhere on a beach?
No, because we talked about this offline, man. Yeah, our schedules did not line up properly for a while. And when I'm overseas and Anders finally, after COVID, was traveling again, man, we're in all parts of the world, you know? Sometimes I'm over in Africa. Now it's pretty funny that we're all within 1 hour of each other here in Europe, which is pretty cool. But man, trying to get the schedules together sometimes, that's a beautiful thing on Bitcoin, man. What I love is sometimes in Europe now, what's cool is now we get like our Australian friends, okay, our mates down under, they get to watch more because, man, when we go East Coast time, under certain points when they can't watch. So who knows? Yeah, we finally got our schedules together. This is just a last minute throw together. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Daniel is now the leading guest returner in the space for Toxic Happy Hour. Greg Foss has been by a couple times, but you have passed Greg Foss, and that is some good company to be in.
I don't want to go head to head with Greg. That guy's a beast.
He sure is. But guys, tonight I'm having a Alavida Pinot Verde, I think it's called, from Portugal. Very light. It's not very expensive. Slightly bubbly, very fruity, delicious. Poppy and Princey, what are you guys having?
Yeah, nice shout out. It's weird that we can actually be on the same time zone and drinking whilst you guys, it's not your mid morning or something. So I have a German Pilsner. It's called Krombacher. So just a nice beer.
It is what it is. Puppy.
Yeah. So right now I'm in Moldova, which most people don't realize has an unbelievable set of wineries here, some of the largest in the world. So I've got a local Moldovan red. And since I'm heading stateside tomorrow, tonight is Everything Must Go night, by coincidence. What a way to go. You know, there are some tight liquid restrictions on these. Now, I have a couple bottles all packaged up. They get the nice they do the plastic wrap and all that at the wineries. So I got a couple cool ones there. So just a local Moldovan red.
So they should look for you in the customs when you come back. Is that what you're saying? Because there's got to be some kind of limit, right? I mean, nation states being nation states and rules.
You know what's funny? Many years ago, I was out in Santiago, Chile. Okay, and this was like 2000. I want to say 2003, 2004. And at the time, that was before all this crap. I don't know if we even had to do shoes, but in Santiago, Chile, of course, everyone is buying wine there. Okay, so when you show up, and they knew how to do it, you would usually get a 4-pack of wine because that was the limit you could take on the plane. But damn, you get to the airport and you're in the waiting area. Now mind you, this goes through security. You could carry 4 bottles of wine on the plane with you. All right. So I'm looking around. Everyone's got this 4-pack. And I'm doing the math in my head of how much overhead space there is. I'm looking out, man. You better be zone 1 or you're checking in some wine. But yeah, if that flight goes down, guess what? We'll be okay. Desert Island, we have all the wine.
Princey, where are you at?
We're in France. It's summertime. There's no scarves in summertime, Marty's Al. I don't know what these guys are up to. Seriously, throwing scarves on in the summer.
Hey, it's for the pump. Look, if you are a bear and you want the price to dump, sure, don't worry. don't wear a scarf.
It's
But
easy. It's easy for me. I set the hotel room at a nice 18 or 19 Celsius, and I'm good to go. I can wear a scarf.
Did you actually travel with a scarf, or is that a towel you have around your neck?
I listen, man. I am an artist, a performance artist. I bring it with me, man. I bring it with me.
you heard it.
It's got to be
first.
a towel. It has to be
You
a towel. I mean, come
You
on.
heard it here first. Pubby's a performance artist. I
Have you seen
can't
a towel
imagine.
with French?
You traveled with a scarf in the summertime to Europe.
Taxi caviar, baby.
You got to respect the pump. You got to respect the pump.
Yeah, and Marty, I just want to throw that on the screen because that is common knowledge that you do have. See, Princey's going deep now on the German there because he knows he's not wearing the scarf. He messed up. All right, so you're back in France.
I want to know. I want to know if Pubby sits there at the cafe. Do you have like a little trilby or something as well? You're rocking like a little cigarello. I mean, what is this? Your European getup? This is just how you travel in Europe.
Yeah,
you wouldn't be wearing that in a cafe in a bar in Tampa.
Well, you get thrown out and beaten up.
Well, in certain bars, it's actually they like it. We'll leave it at that. So no, this is just sort of World War I style. Andrews, of course, has started the whole scarf thing. I just grabbed the next one I had found in the house and just one flip around, and I'm a World War I ace. What can I say?
I wonder if there's even a scarf at hand here.
It's okay.
No.
It's okay. But hey, speaking of, but before we start talking about anything serious at all, which we probably anyway should avoid in general, we've done so well not talking anything serious at all. You guys were doing something last night. Why don't you tell us about it and where can people find it? 21ism. Tell us. Great
shill for 21ism. For any listeners that have not been following, on Twitter, it's 21ism at 21ism. To visit the website, it's all spelled out, 21ism.com. And this was put together by Hodler Than Thou, or Sir Badminton of Bitcoin, and the crack squad, including MTC, BTC, Self-Banked, myself, RD, throws in some good content. Max from the Bit by Bit podcast, and John Vallis. He helps out with bringing on guests for podcasts and stuff. So the premise is each month they drop a new block, and they will feature a writer, a memer, a video content creator, like a podcaster, a coder, somebody that's developed like hardware stuff that can be used in Bitcoin, and of course an artist. And everybody gets a separate interview for the podcast, and everybody gets a separate article, and they obviously get to shill whatever it is that they're building or trying to contribute to the space. Brilliant website. Go check it out. Last night I interviewed Pubby. He's going to be the featured memer for the month of September. He's following in hot.
Nice.
He's coming hot behind the heels of who's been on recently. Greg Zarge.
Who?
Yeah. Fuck Greg.
Fuck that guy.
No, we love him. I love Greg.
Sweet Toshi has been on. Svenstar Fury has been on. RD himself has been on. Self-Banked has done some interviews with these guys, and MTC as well. I've had the pleasure of interviewing lots of people for the project. And John Vallis last month, for example, he was interviewing Mark Moss as the video creator. There's great content on there, and it's a brilliant website, and they've got loads of cool stuff coming out. There's going to be some incredible merch coming, which I think everybody's going to love. It's a great addition to the space, and I'm proud to be a part of it and help them out. And I was, happy to chat with Pubby last night. We had a great conversation, and it should drop on the 6th of September.
Yeah,
nice. And it's going to drop on the website or on the YouTube or...
Yeah, follow them on Twitter. They'll drop it on Twitter, and then you can subscribe to the podcast. You'll find the podcast all over the place, and then you just tune in and go for it.
Awesome.
was laughing. You mentioned it was funny backstory with Sweet Toshi. Sweet Toshi, this is about 2 years ago. I put out his list of lords. Did you ever see that? And it was
No.
like, oh yeah, he's ask him about it. It was like 50 Bitcoiners, and he gave him like a lordship, okay. And literally, I see my name on there, I have my regular name, guy there, and he called me, and I said, you know what, fuck it, that's a good way to start, and that's where Pub Lord came from, was from Sweet Toshi. He was giving everyone a lordship within Bitcoin, and that's where it came
Nice.
from. Yeah, great stuff, man. That is all great stuff. I love the creativity. It's brilliant. Anders, in all fairness, I'm a bad guy at like shilling stuff. Not that we have sponsors, but I don't even know if we talked a little bit about Toxic Happy Hour.
You guys need a sponsor. What's going on?
Why am I getting dumped on here for what did I do?
No, nothing. I apologize. When you listen to the interview with Daniel, I think we just talked about Toxic Happy Hour briefly. Sorry. I should have shilled you longer. Although we did talk about you a little bit.
Don't shill me. Like I asked you guys, what did you do? What did you do last night? What content, and where can people find it?
Yeah, we talked everything, man. Everything.
All right.
Yeah.
Good to go.
It's a good one. We went in some tangential directions. Let's put it that way. There were different areas of rabbit hole being discovered.
Just like this show, we're almost 13 minutes in, and we said nothing substantive. I love it.
Nothing. So far, nothing of value. But I gotta say, Puppy, and I think, don't you have the same feeling? Every time we have Daniel on, it's just, and I'm not saying, but it's just such a good vibe, and it's truly a friend of THH, right? It's a friend. You're a friend of ours, Daniel. It's always great to hang out with you, man.
Pleasure. Thank you.
You find that in Bitcoin, man. That's the same thing that Andrew and I. You find people that are just part of this brotherhood. You can't explain it, but there's connections that are made, and it doesn't matter. Obviously, we just jumped in. We all just sort of jumped in here. 3 minutes before the show starts? We just talked like we're old family friends again.
Actually, Daniel and I hung out for 10 minutes just catching up because we care about each other. Mm-hmm. You jumped in like 2 minutes before that, or one maybe. I don't know. I'm kidding. Right. I'm kidding. Take it away.
Yeah. So where do we start, man? We got to talk a little bit about Bitcoin here. Where do you start?
Yeah. So what I was thinking is let's hear what you guys are expecting for this year of price action, because there is a divergence between on-chain analysis and price action. But we had the same thing back at 30,000. There was a divergence, and on-chain said we ought to be much higher, and here we are at 47. So we pumped more than 50%, and people are like, the price is just lame. It's sideways. Yeah, there's not a straight line going up, but there's 200% yearly average gains. I mean, come on, grab a drink and lean back.
Exactly.
Princey, what do you expect?
Sit in your hammock, stack daily, and tune out to the noise as much as possible. Bitcoin's all signal. We got this. It's fine. It's gonna go up 200%. Year on year, like you said, averaged out over the last however long since 2009. I mean, of course, that might come down to 150% by the end of the year. The end of the decade. But I'll take that over anything else out there on the street. And don't try and fucking trade it. Don't try and time it. I know, Anders, you and I, we diverge on that.
It's okay.
But for any of the plebs that you put a lot of time and effort into this, Anders. This is a day job for you now. For the simple pleb out there that's just trying to find their financial freedom in 5 to 10 years, just keep stacking, keep your head down, just don't give up. And if you get that little extra bonus at the end of a month or the end of the year, smash by then. But otherwise, just keep it up daily, weekly, monthly. Set all 3 of those up with whatever apps or services you have in your country available to you. There's more and more coming online all the time. Like Fast Bitcoins now. Fast Bitcoin, you can do the heartbeat DCA. Did you guys know this? You can DCA into every block. So you're buying Bitcoin every 10 minutes. So you own a bit of every block.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
So go check them out. Fast Bitcoin, that's an unofficial shill. I don't use their service, but a friend of mine was telling me about this a few months back. And I thought it was a really great option. And Danny's done a great job building them out. So yeah, it's just stack, guys. Stack.
Cool. Yeah, absolutely. And Pubby, the word is going to go to you in a second. After I'm done with like 10 minutes here, Rand. No, kidding. But on that note, Princey, as I keep telling people, 0.1 Bitcoin is all you need for financial independence by the end of this decade. I believe Bitcoin will be above 20 million, and so that'll be worth 2 million in current purchasing power, but it will be so in a world where not only do you have interest rate on your Bitcoin, for instance, if you provide liquidity to Lightning Network, where you do earn a return and provide a service to the world of creating that amazing layer on top of Bitcoin that gives us instant and near free transactions. I say near free because it's not zero, because there's a few Satoshis, and that's why you generate a return. So not only will you be able to get a little bit of a return, but also you live in a world where prices go down because Bitcoin is deflationary and has been since 2009. Prices keep falling in Bitcoin. But Pubby, what do you expect of price action this year?
Yeah, geez, man, what a year! Let's go back a year and a half, man. Let's walk this back to the start of this pandemic. You and I just talk on the phone every day, podcasts. I have I think 200 people that even followed me on Twitter. Life isn't looking too good, but yeah, man, the pandemic sped things up. People started to realize, man, this is unsustainable. It's absolutely unsustainable. So yeah, the pandemic, it made things fast forward so quickly. This is the point. And here's the strange part. When you look at stock to flow, how in the hell did it accommodate for a pandemic? That's an interesting question to think about. Moving forward here, damn, dude, I don't know. That's a short answer. I mean, it can go anywhere at this point. I still think that at least to six figures by end of year, we're going to hit that point. What I don't know is what type of FUD, what type of regulation talk is going to come in that's going to scare people away still. But Bitcoin does its own thing at the end of the day, man. It'll just do its own thing. When you think about it, the numbers don't lie, man. And that's what people don't understand. You can't fake the numbers on Bitcoin. There's only so many there. There's no more being printed out. And kicking or screaming, Bitcoin is going to be pulling people and dragging them into the black hole. So what? $1 million at Christmas.
Million.
You have to say that, otherwise people are calling you a bear.
Otherwise the chat's going to go bananas.
Yeah. You're a bear at 500,000 by end of year.
It's so funny. Everybody was calling the 100K party, prior to the Miami conference.
Yeah.
Which everybody got a little bit of a kickback to reality there, which is what Bitcoin does. It's no surprise if you've been around 3, 4, 5 years and you've seen these kind of 30 to 50% drawbacks. That's when you buy the fucking dip. And you just load, you back up the truck, and
I'm looking like a goddamn genius on one of my Twitters I did on July 20th, because I love to do the Mayer multiple, and that thing had hit 0.67. And for those that don't follow the Mayer multiple, it's the 2-moving average divided by the current Bitcoin price, or vice versa. But you know what I mean. And when it hits 0.67, that means Bitcoin has been above that price like 95% of the time in its existence. It's a no-brainer. So July 20th, like you say, back up the truck, July 20th, because it hit 29,700. I
Right.
said, back up the truck, buy now. And sure enough, anyone that bought then, they're doing quite well for themselves.
Yeah, I usually call Mayer multiple around 0.7. I usually call it that's the sell the house, go all in Mayer multiple level, price level. Princey.
Yeah, it's maybe you like should explain that to some of the listeners that might not understand exactly
Sure.
what or why or who Mayer was.
Yeah, no, let's not get into him because that's he's a Mimblewimble or was, but and that may be his kind of like escape hatch to get out of the limelight. I don't know about that, but basically the Mayer multiple is the current price divided with the average of the last 200 days. So if it's below 1, means we're below the average of last 200 days, which usually, because it corrects sooner or later, is a great time to buy historically. No financial advice. And if it's way above, if it's say 2.8, 2.4, it's quite a lot higher than the average, which means it's gone up a lot, which sometimes, historically has been a good time to, if you need to take those chips off the table. And I know people say, no, but who's selling and why sell? And well, there's people that either went very all in or bought a long time ago. And, sooner or later, they do want to either, own a car, buy a house, or some of them that were very early buy an island and a jet. People came in at different times.
What I think is brilliant about the Mayer multiple is this. The numbers for the last 12 years have not lied in a way. He's been quite right about when you make purchases. What I have done, and again, this is absolutely financial advice. You can find me on Twitter. No, here's what I do, man. When that Mayer multiple is under 1 and you're at 0.8, 0.7, that's when you're double and triple stacking. Okay, double and triple. When it's at 1 to 2, do your normal stacks. And when you see that market getting overheated, okay, like in 2017, December, back off. You can take a break from stacking. Do your double and triple stacks at lower Mayer multiples. It's the simplest way to stack SaaS to me. I've never seen anything that could beat it.
I used to follow Mayer multiple on Twitter, but is it still there? Is that where you see it?
You figured it out yourself? Yeah, they have a website and everything. Yeah, do it. Just take current price divided by 200-day moving average.
Right.
Yeah, and it's
right. Yeah, it used to be updated daily. There used to be a Twitter account, but
there is.
Okay.
And
I don't see it.
It's such a simple metric.
You can find it. You can search on Google. There's websites that I use a website. That has it, and I do look at it. And right now we are in the middle of
1 point something.
Well, sorry. Yeah, we're like around 1. It's really Bitcoin is really cheap, and in my opinion, we're going way higher. I still say 300,000 minimum is the top end. But
for Christmas.
Well, you know what? Yeah, I've been saying that for a long time. I don't want to change that target because I've never changed that target negatively. So I'm kind of sticking to it because if you look at previous bull runs, that would just be following that pattern. So that would take us there. But hey, you know what? Maybe it'll go into Q1. I don't know. I have a couple I have 4 new bets entered on the bull run, and I thank Pubby for the first one. I look forward to collect my gourmet steak dinner, but just rubbing it in.
My pleasure to buy it because I was one of the few at $3,000 that was stacking. So your steak dinner will cost me pennies. So,
and I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
So that's a great question. I was going to ask Princey about this because Rick and Hodl and Peter McCormick had done a bet on the presidential race, and Hodl lost half a Bitcoin to that. I don't know if you've heard about their second bet. So second bet, American Hodl trying to get his half a Bitcoin back they come up with this bet, another half Bitcoin. that Bitcoin will touch 300,000 by the end of this year. Now, mind you, this is about 8 months ago. Okay, so
Right.
what do you think? Who's got the advantage there?
I think 100,000 is. I think we'll see 100,000 pre-Christmas. I think it really takes off the first quarter of 2022. But notwithstanding another ridiculously engineered pandemic and market crash and whatever else, you can't tell, right? But I think 300K by the end of the year, whoever's calling that is probably going to lose that bet.
Daniel, this is where I disagree, because just when you think that's logical, this is when Bitcoin flips us all over and takes us to town. This is when Bitcoin lets us know what Bitcoin is. So my mind agrees with you. My heart is still with Bitcoin. I'm waiting to see it, because this fall, I think this fall could be crazy, man. October, November, it could get nuts.
So you don't think 100K is nuts? You think that's just
2x?
What do we know? It's September already, right?
Yeah, it's a 2x.
Yeah, so that's a lot of wood to chop. December's just around the corner, but I think 2022 that's when faces are gonna start melting. I think there's gonna be a real inflow of the institutional money by then. But we turn into the new year. Depends how firms are accounting when their financial new year starts. And that's going to play a big part, because a lot of these institutions, whether they're corporations or pensions or sovereign wealth funds or whatever, they're getting their ducks in a row. This takes a while, but when they've got it and they've got the sign off, and they will have, I was talking to Bruce Pullman about this recently on one of my shows, and he put himself in the shoes of a CIO, Chief Investment Officer, for one of these places, right? And if the board have got the sign off from all the stakeholders and whatever else, then the message gets passed down to the CIO. Here's our buy-in point. This is what we want. This is the price that we want to be long at, and this is the percentage that we are allocating. And then it's down to the CIO to get that trade on. That's a hell of a lot of career risk. So if their buy-in price, for example, is 60,000, and we get to 58,000, and the CIO starts accumulating, and then all of a sudden we drop back down to like 45, and we sit there for a month or two, they're going to be out the door, man, because like the orders were 60K is our buy point. That's what we've researched. This is where we think it's going to take off. And if we're going back to our stakeholders and all of the board members that have signed off, and we're underwater because you bought in at 58 instead of 60, it's totally paradoxical. So this is what we're waiting for. This when people people talk about like smart money or a wall of money, this is what we're waiting for. And when we do see that, that's when the real FOMO starts kicking in, because when we get to these points that these guys are happy to start buying, then the word starts hitting the street. And then all of these CIOs are sitting there wondering, okay, if this thing's going to go and my price point was 60 and we're already at 62, they've got career risk on the other side of this trade now, right? So it's interesting. But when it does go, I mean, what have we've seen a 10K green dildo so far, right? I think that's been the most in one day.
And I think that actually was a red one when we were when there was some long squeezes going down. I think we had our first 10K day, but it was in the wrong direction.
Right.
In May, I think so. Yeah.
So we've not had a 10K green one yet.
I don't think so, but I think we'll see that before Christmas for sure. Sander is bringing that to town this year. By the way, guys, are you coming to the next Bitcoin conference through Bitcoin Magazine, Bitcoin 2022? It's in Miami yet again, which I can't wait to join. I bought my ticket already. It's April 6 to 9. Pubby, do you know your schedule? Daniel, will you be able to make it this time? Or can you get out of draconian Europe?
What are European travelers allowed to enter the US? Tourists?
I don't know.
No, we only take undocumented travelers into the U.S. at this time. You have a passport? No, sir. No passports allowed.
No can do, right? Okay, so I'll turn up.
Yeah. Fly in.
Just walk across the border, okay? The wall is not fit. Just walk. You'll get in that way.
Yeah. So I'll tell you for right now, traditionally, my schedule allows me to be there again, brother. And then.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
nice.
God. You have no idea, Daniel. It's one big hug fest, man. Just Bitcoin, beer, and love. It's beautiful down there.
I can't believe Bitcoin Magazine are making you guys pay for tickets. I mean, what the hell?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. I told CK Snarks, I asked him for, because I actually, Bitcoin gets bigger each year because we orange pill more and more people. I have some guys coming in from Bahamas actually, and I said, hey, let me see if I can get a discount code for you. Just like we had the 21% discount last year on Toxic. We used Toxic 21 was the code that CK gave us. So I asked him. He was supposed to give it to me actually yesterday or Monday, So we'll I think we'll get a code again for the next one. So people get a little bit of discount.
Have they dropped any bombs yet? Do we know any special guest appearances? Anything?
I don't care.
Confirmed?
I was so psyched and happy to see Ron Paul speak. I love his speech. Remember, Pubby, we were sitting there. What a legend! I think talking about freedom and property rights, and let's eliminate the Fed.
I don't know if we even told Daniel this story.
Go ahead.
So I'll start at the beginning here. We show up. Anders and I had never met Anders before. 3 years knowing this guy.
Right.
My brother from another mother, and we show up at the hotel. We're both at the same hotel. Anders is already talking. There's some Michael Glaub. Hey, shout out Michael if you're listening. Michael Glaub is there, who I hadn't met yet. He saw Anders and recognized him from the show, and he, like both our viewers, right? And he's one of them. And he's Anders, and I walk in, and Anders is talking to him. But dude, I mean, like you say, big hug time. Great to be in Miami. Meet Michael, and all this. Don't even go to my room, man. I get a key, but we're down in the lobby bar. And what's cool is.
Can I just say that? Say that? Because I was waiting. I was sitting in the lobby looking at the door, waiting for Pubby to arrive. Because, as you said, a brother from another mother. We've been, dear friends for 3 years, never met each other. So I was just sitting and waiting for him to walk in. And when he finally did, I said, sure, go there, go to the check in, but just bring everything over to the bar. We don't go to the room first. Don't waste time on that. Let's go to the bar. I want to get you a drink. And I remember the famous last words. Puppy said to me something like, "Wait, do you want to do the hard stuff already?" Like he was like, he wanted a beer. I was like, "Let's do drinks."
So and we're sitting there. But then again, this is one of the hotels that was one of the sponsors, and so other Bitcoiners are coming in, and I see our group at the table. Just more and more that table just kept growing and growing. And we're having a blast. I'm there 3 hours, man. I haven't even checked into my room yet. and I get a tap on the shoulder, and I turn around. I can't describe him because he's an anonymous Bitcoiner, and I had never seen him before in my life. But he had been on my show. I said, "Hey, how's it going?" He goes, "Hey, Pubby, man, great to finally meet you." I said, "Yeah, great to meet you too. Who are you?" He says, "I'm Gigi. I'm Gigi, man." I have no idea I had no idea what he looked like because when he comes on the show, and what a lovely guy. He goes, "Yeah, I saw on Twitter you were over here. I don't even think he had a room, man. I think he spent the night with Marty Ben or something one night, or Matt Odell." He is.
It's just stacking. He's just stacking.
That's all he's doing. But that's the kind of spirit it was. And He goes, yeah,
Dude.
it's me, it's Gigi. Like, well, yeah, Gigi. Well, guess what? You've had the luxury of watching me on this show, but that's the kind of spirit it was. People like Gigi showing up, meeting Anders. It's hard to put into words, man. It's beyond surreal. It's people with the same heart as you, the same heart, the same views. People that, man, I'm in a major metropolitan area. I can imagine a Bitcoiner in a small town because they absolutely have no one to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's one of the best parts of the conference. We get so
Was
like
that
Gigi.
was that the same bar that you were staring down those two blondes?
Yeah,
Oh.
that's the one. That's the one.
Yeah.
I took that photo.
Yep.
That photo. That was so
Let me-
perfect.
Let me explain.
Sure.
Explain. And Anders will vouch for this. What I'm looking at was not them, but who was behind them. The most inept barkeep we have ever seen. And I'm just looking at this guy. Remember how long it took him to come up with any kind of drink?
Dude, it was not THH speed. We had to. It was no bueno, and yeah, keep going. Scarf Pump is working. We've done $500-600 since we went live. We need to go live more often. I think this is real on-chain analysis or what, whatever. Back to you, Pubby.
No. So no, listen.
You
were working on your excuse for looking at the blondes.
It was so great. So great to start seeing those pictures come out and all the memes coming after.
We missed you, Princey. We missed you, man. Please make it.
The blondes were in my way of my beer, okay, and our drinks. Also, no, you remember? You're gonna sandbag me. All right, I love you, man. Yeah, that guy.
Yes.
Oh, here we go.
Oh yeah.
And then here we go. Then I'll tell you something else.
That's a long scarf, man. Wow.
Jesus.
Is that a little too much?
Not at all.
Southern France. Princey is doing it for the price.
Oh.
So I'll do a shot. And Princey, you've interviewed these guys too, man. You know, one of the things we did.
The ladies at the bar?
No. Well, you can call them that. Our boys, Greg Foss and Jeff Booth, man.
Yeah.
So Swan Bitcoin had a tent right outside there. And everyone would be swinging through and talking, hang out. But a shout out to Greg and Jeff, because they're living legends in a way here. But they answered every question. There were so many people coming up to them. And those guys were true gentlemen. They just sat there, took every question with a plum, never said, oh, I got to be somewhere. Not at all. I watched them, man, from the side, and they just talked to everyone. And that's the best thing about Bitcoin. It doesn't matter what you put in, where you started. Everyone's got such a great heart. And the guys, even the ones that are the smartest ones in the community, take time for everyone else. It's such an inspiration, man.
Because a good Bitcoiner has a good heart. A true Bitcoiner has a good heart, because it really, Bitcoining comes from, I think, wanting the best for humanity. You know, wanting to help other people. Princey.
And they're Canadians, so they're nice guys.
Yeah. So nice.
Sorry.
Sorry. The nicest guys, man. They are the nicest guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I kind of felt I was a little bit reluctant to go up to Preston Pish and Jeff Booth, because just everyone were all over them, right? They're just non-stop. People wanted to talk to them, but yeah, love those guys. And Greg Foss, absolutely.
Yeah, we hope to be there. We hope to be there next year. It'd be great. Yeah. Great to come and hang out, and I want to bring the whole family and get everybody exposed to the Bitcoin community. So we have got our fingers crossed, and we do plan to try and get across.
Yeah, thanks for trying last time, and I really do hope you make it across, Princey. I would love to meet you in person and get to hang out with you and Puppy. So Puppy, yeah, if you say you're making it, that's good news, man.
But as of now, I'm there, man. As of right now.
Yeah. unless there's a major crisis.
At what price do you hire out the penthouse, Pubby?
Oh, me. Hell, Anders was here before me. Early Bitcoiner has to pay.
Oh, was I? Was I?
That's what the OPSEC will show.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do shots, Al.
On-chain analysis will show that. Sometimes those tweets go out with a whale alert. There's an automated bot. So every time Pubby moves more than 1,000 Bitcoin, it sends out a whale alert. So yeah, I think he was here before me. But Marial says it. I had it's fun to hang out with Marizal also for, that was the last day we had a few Bitcoiners left. We went for dinner and went back and yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
I was joking earlier when we were talking about the conference stuff. I said every bartender, waitress, and taxi driver, Uber driver was so fucking happy to get rid of us. Because all they heard the entire week was about Bitcoin. Hey, you know about Bitcoin? Oh, let me tell you about Bitcoin. Yeah, I get it. I heard about Bitcoin. They must have been so happy for everyone to leave.
Anders, we are pumping, man.
Yeah, we certainly are. It's okay.
It's what we do.
If you guys want to take a quick look, I mean, I don't know, but yeah, we're going higher. We're going. We started about this stream about 47,400. I think now is 48,200. So yeah,
is that good?
Someone should pay us to do this. I swear. Like we deliver. We can make us break through 50,000. That's what we need.
No, look at that spike, dude. People think the scarf pump is a joke.
It's not. It's the real deal, baby.
Always. And so, was it Bitbot?
I'm going to share screen on this one because this is because scarf pump always helps, but when we haven't done toxic happy hour for a long time, it's just accumulated. And I'm going to have to share screen on this one. It takes a little while. I'm a boomer, so well, let's see. Is it? Wait, where is it? Here we go. You guys see that? You guys, that's 15 minutes candles. We started like 3 candles ago. That's the scarf pump right there. So yeah, someone call Win Clement and make sure that he includes toxic happy hour scarf pump in his on-chain analysis. Yeah,
it's one of his tools.
Oh, I just got an email now from Willy Woo saying that we're pumping because THH went live. There we go. Boom. We are now part of on-chain. This is an indicator. Yeah. Our YouTube channel is one of the most important indicators in on-chain analysis.
So the summer sideways slump can be attributed to the fact that you guys took a little break from toxic happy hour. Yeah. This is why Bitcoin Twitter has been kicking each other in the nuts and slapping each other in the face for the last 6 weeks because you guys couldn't get your shit together and bring on THH once per week.
I know, like it's been terrible, honestly. As Pubby said, after Miami, I guess we did a rundown of Miami with Gigi, and again, like Pubby said, it was so good to meet him. What a nice person, just like you, Prince. He's just like someone you just love hanging out with, like a good Bitcoiner with good values. Giving so much of himself. And since then, Pubby was on holiday. I was on holiday. Then Pubby's traveling. Summer, I guess, is sell in May and go away is the new Bitcoin thing because TH8 goes on holiday. So I guess we should try and get the momentum going again on Toxic Happy Hour.
Before it disappears in the chat, I just want to answer MG Smith 4. He's asking how
he was in Miami too.
Nice.
Yeah.
He's interested to know what the Bitcoin conference was like. So we were down there in Biarritz this weekend. It was on Thursday and Friday, and we went down, took a long family vacation, 5 days, longer than the conference, I should say. And we went last year. It was pretty small. This year, I would say about 700 people. So still pretty small, but in the casino, right downtown, right on the main beach. And there was a really, really good lineup of speakers all the speeches are done in French, which is a little bit beyond me, but all of the guys that are showcasing their different projects in the hallway, you could go up and talk to. They all spoke perfect English, and all of the plebs pretty much spoke perfect English. So you get to network and you get to hang out, and that's where you have the best time. The barbecues, the parties, the restaurants, the bars, the cafes, the lunches. So for non-French speakers, it's definitely worth considering. It's a cheap enough conference that you're not going to be too worried about missing out on the content of the actual speeches. The plebs can always bring you up to date with what was said during the speech, and you can come out and then just start discussing it in English. Lots of cool people there. It's definitely worth checking out. And from other European countries, there were people there from, Spain, Switzerland, Belgium, even a few guys from Canada made it over. So it's worth checking out next year. This year, it ran the same weekend as BitBlock Boom. So if they can figure out a slightly different weekend, they might get even more people next year. But definitely worth checking out. It's called Surfing Bitcoin, and it's run by Stack and Sat. And Stack and Sat are the equivalent of like Swan Bitcoin, I guess, but they're a French company, and they serve the French Bitcoin community with a DCA service.
Wonderful. And also in November 16 to 18, there's a Lightning Network conference in El Salvador. Obviously, I think we are 8 days away from El Salvador putting into effect the fact that they legalized Bitcoin as a legal tender, where they'll start using it. And that's one country just got to start sucking up a lot of Bitcoin out of the market, because they will use it and they will hold it, unlike before. So I think that could be really interesting to go down to El Salvador. Is that something that would be possible for you guys? Probably, I know you're traveling a lot. Princey, what do you guys say?
Yeah, I'd love to. I'll check it out. I'll look closer at it. Go for it, Pubby.
No. At some point, as you know, I'm on the road quite a bit. But that's one of the brilliant things I think about what you're watching in El Salvador is the remittance. The countries that need that remittance. This is opening a whole new door. And when you see now, the rest of the country now can start operating using Lightning Network, using Strike. Man, I'm back. I have no idea how this will turn out. But I think it's beautiful that everyone now has an option. Everyone at least has an option that they didn't have before. So yeah, moving forward, damn dude, I don't know. That's the asymmetric bet. That's the game theory playing out on how does Bitcoin spread. Things like this you would never understand. Look, you want to hear something crazy?
Yes.
1 year ago, no one knew about Michael Saylor.
Yeah.
He came in August last year. He dominates. That's only a year ago, dude. That's only 1 year ago that Michael Saylor came on the scene. I'm not saying when he bought, but this is how quickly you talk about game theory and how things can spin out of control. A year ago, this is the first time I heard of this guy, Michael Saylor. I'm sorry, what? What the hell is MicroStrategy? Let me do some research. And all of a sudden, man, that guy. So I'm just trying to tie this back into who knows what other, his idea of, buy and buy and just take a loan and die. That was a new theory about how to use Bitcoin. So it's interesting to watch it play out. I don't know what's coming up this next year, man. I really don't. What's going to be
lots of hundreds of thousands. Sorry, I interrupted you. Sorry.
Yeah, no. It's not the Bitcoin price itself. What is the angle? What is the angle we haven't thought about yet that is going to drive the narrative? There's going to be a new angle that drives a new narrative that no one has thought about here. And this is all we do. We think about Bitcoin every day, but guess what? We don't know what that next narrative will be. It could be something new and exciting. 2 years ago, we barely had Lightning, right? Lightning Network has changed everything.
It's so fast.
Everything is so new. That's why it's so hard to make any kind of predictions. Look, man, I love the moon juice as much as you do and everyone else. And we 500,000, a million. What we at the end of the day, I just don't know. I'm excited for the future of it. I believe in it. I believe in the way it can change the world. I still believe in that. And I don't know how it will change the world or the speed, but I know it will change the world.
And it already is.
100%.
No doubt, man.
Yeah, it's you look at what has happened in 1 year, and by the way, Bitcoin went from 10,000 to 50,000. One country has legalized Bitcoin now. It's not even gone into effect yet. It's like the dominoes. That's highly likely the first domino of many countries to accept it, and all of them are going to suck a lot of Bitcoin out of the market, which puts the price in one direction. So yeah, it's really it's interesting times, and now we're up 48,400, which means we are up 1,000 since we started. Thank you for putting on your scarf there, Princey. You're being a champ.
Prince with the scarf.
You guys said I had to respect it, so I sent my daughter a quick text, and she was looking at me really weird when she threw it in, and she's like, "What the hell do you need a for the pump? Clearly, respect the pump.
Respect the pump."
By my basic mathematical abilities, knowing that Daniel owns 10,000 Bitcoin, he just made about $2 million by putting on a scarf.
Daniel he's not a whale. He's a Moby Dick whale. Those are the ones with a lot.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I wish, guys. I wish. But
we all do.
We'll all be okay. We will all be okay. That's the message. If you're here, if you're watching this, you're definitely long Bitcoin, because why on earth else would you be watching it? We got this. Bitcoin's got us. Keep stacking, and we'll all be good. Living. Should we talk Citadel memes? Like
yes,
on what it means to people?
It. Yeah.
Because what I see playing out is it's really interesting. Projects are popping up all over the world where people are, this. I love what Joel's doing at Untapped. That's a very, very key piece to a Citadel. Regenerative agriculture and living off the land and raising herds of cows and whatever to feed the communities and the families that decide to live in slightly more remote places. But these places, they'll be remote. You'll be protected. They'll have good, because Bitcoiners know what to do. They'll have good private property laws. There'll be fly in, fly out communities. John Cheno is already he's figuring out private jets and Bitcoiner pilots, which will obviously be a key part of this. I'm a big fan, as you know, big proponent of home swapping. That's how we traveled around the world. I think Citadel swapping will become a thing between the Bitcoin community. So let's say, Anders, you've got a beautiful kind of 4-bedroom villa on a plot of land somewhere in Mexico. Pubby, you're somewhere in I don't know, the US. I've got somewhere here in Europe. We could easily just 4 months each place, and if you take your kids into education, location independent, which you can do 100%. You guys know I bang that drum all the time. We did it with our kids.
Bang it.
I've got 3 of my kids on self-directed online education platform, GalileoXP.com. They love it. They're learning so quickly, so rapidly. Now you've got, so that covers you 8 to 18. And then Sailor's got you back from 18 to 80, however old you're going to live to. You can sign up to sailor.org and learn whatever you want for free. You have to pay for the certification if you want to actually sit the exam at the end of it and get the accreditation if you're looking for that particular certificate to get you in the next journey or through a door into a company or whatever. So this need to be in one specific location disappeared. It's gone. And we have fuck you money. So this is going to be very, very interesting. And what Katie's doing, Go ahead.
I just wanted to say, hence the 10,000 Bitcoin. I think you fall in that bracket. Yeah, go ahead, Katie. Katie was saying.
And what Katie's doing with her business, Plan B passports, helping out Bitcoiners all around the world, move between different jurisdictions or get different tax jurisdictions, getting them passports all over the world. This is all part of the Citadel meme. I mean, I know the memes go around on Twitter like the castle and whatever else, but no, man, you don't want to be sat still. You want to be mobile as fuck. And if we can marry all of this together, so we can turn up in a Bitcoin community, maybe there's 50 to 100 families living there, fly in, fly out, own water, own electricity. They're mining Bitcoin from, whatever sources they can plug into, and they're running weekly, bi-weekly, monthly expert courses for the kids and the community to learn from. You could have soccer camps down there that, we've got Lucky. Lucky's going to fly into and run a soccer camp for 2 weeks for kids, right? Or the adults that want to learn. We've got permaculture guys that are going to come down and spend a month teaching everybody about permaculture. We got Joel. He'll fly in for a month and teach everybody how to move herds of cows around. We have so many resources at our fingertips. And if we can marry this whole thing in, be traveling, be mobile, learn from each other, you don't stop this. And this is how we really kind of lift ourselves up and start living such amazing lives. So that's what I'm very bullish for. And that's what the Citadel meme kind of means to me.
Yeah. How do you follow that one up? Jesus.
Yeah, that's why I'm just,
here's what's interesting about this, because, everyone knows that there's a difference between the connotation of a word and the denotation of a word, how it's defined, but what it also implies and makes you feel like. The hard thing with a citadel is in itself, a citadel is like your last place of resistance. It's a hard stop, man. A citadel is a castle to me. When I think about it, it is a castle. And what I think people need to start to wrap their heads around is a citadel may not be a castle in a sense physically, but it may be a citadel, may be protection in a different sense. It's protection of your anonymity. It's a protection of your freedom of movement. So a citadel could also be something where you can actually move freely somewhere. You move freely. That's your protection. Your protection is that you're not monitored. You're not surveilled. No one really talks about that because, listen, something like a true citadel is easily in this day and age. Well, that's easily broken down by the current military from anyone in the world. But if you can lessen your online presence, if you're able to protect your privacy, that's a citadel in and of itself.
Guys, two things real quick. So regarding current military breaking it down, yes, they can do that, but I don't know if they have an incentive if there's no resources there for them to grab. There's not necessarily going to be oil in the ground. But I don't know. That's just my thought. The other thing is, as I told you guys initially, I actually have dinner now on the table. But since you guys are able to carry the show, I'll just leave. I'm gonna let my computer run. How do you feel about that? Because we're having a good time. I hope you're here when I come back. If you're not, I will just have like 30 minutes end of the stream where there's no one there.
Anders, we were in the middle of a great conversation until you interrupted us.
I know.
What's Mama Anders cooked for you? What's on the menu?
Yeah. Oh, this is Danish, traditional Danish.
Yeah. Danish is actually in Denmark, so we're all in that similar time zone at the moment. I am having it's these meatballs in curry. Normally you have it on rice, but we are doing it on, what's it called? What's it called in English? Cabbage. Instead of, all the carbohydrates of the rice, on cabbage is actually really nice. Same as if you want to have spaghetti bolognese, try doing that, the same sauce, but put it on salad. It's actually really nice. It's like, fresh and crispy.
Right.
I love pasta, rice, and everything, but it's really nice getting it on veggies, mate. So
well, enjoy.
As Marcel said, I'm actually rock pulling because he probably did it on me so many times. So many times. All of a sudden, he's gone one way or another.
Exit scamming.
I'm exit scamming now, and but I'll be back and check on you guys like in
is Mama Danish gonna come on and talk about price action or what? I mean, I'm sure she's got
I think I'll leave that level of doxing out of it, but I think the answer would be no clue. And why are you so bullish? And then I explain.
You have 30 minutes to orange pill your mom. I want to see proof.
Well, it's finally I actually succeeded last year, and then the dumb bank said, no, we don't allow you to buy GBTC. And I know you're all going to say you need to do self-custody and everything. No, my mother should not do self-custody. That wouldn't work out well. This is the only solution to put something in equity, because and then the dumb band luckily don't know that MicroStrategy is a mini Bitcoin ETF. So she was allowed to buy stock in a in a company. Not in GBTC, so she got on board this year, and I'm super. When that happened, all my closest friends and closest family members now all have been orange pill and own Bitcoin one way or another.
Don't keep your mother waiting. Daniel and I, we're quite comfortable.
You're good.
We can carry this. I was just delivered a new beer. It's Pubby. It's an IPA. It's a local beautiful IPA. Yes. Look at this. From La Brasserie Gaillard, from just up the road. So yeah, I'm going to enjoy that whilst Anders is enjoying his meatballs.
I will be back, but there's I may have to run again, like late, because Denmark is playing Scotland for the World Cup qualifier. Thanks God we're not playing England with Sterling that dives out of nowhere in the penalty box and steals our place in the final. I mean, you guys played well, but that wasn't fair. Anyways, I'll leave on that note. You can give me a heap of heat afterwards.
Sure. When you come back, we'll talk about whether Ericsson had the jab before he played.
Yeah. Well, there you go. All right. Guys, have fun. I'll be back. Chat.
Meanwhile, if anybody wants to take Anders' place, does Pubby have the ability to let them in?
I wish I did.
You shutting this down?
No. Well, I mean, no. I mean, I'll just get off the screen, and unfortunately, I can't. I can't wash your mouth out, Danish. Yeah. Sterling is a diver. Everybody knows it.
Go and eat. You could have been back by now.
Yeah, I know. Okay, I gotta run. Guys, entertain yourself. I'll be back in half an hour or so. Have fun. Sure. Carry it. Oh, you got it. You got this, puppy.
Do we get full screen or?
Yeah. I'm gone. Ciao.
Exit. Just want to say one thing. Yeah, Matt, MG Smith. Need to get the toddler hodlers flight trained in Cessnas for Intercitadel travel in years to come. Totally agree. Again, I see this happening, like these fly-in, fly-out communities, or at least coastal as well, if possible. So then you have the sail-in, sail-out communities as well. Get our kids learning these skills so they can be self-sovereign motherfuckers. Teach them how to fly. We can do it. We've got Bitcoin pilots. And it's not just planes, helicopters, get Preston down for 4 months, teaching kids how to fly, choppers, or, wives, or us as well. I would love to learn all this shit. Knut von Holm is a very accomplished sailor. He spent 8 years sailing tall ships around the world. He can sail a boat. with his little finger. You don't think he would love to be part of a Bitcoin community and teaching us all how to sail and, you know,
Yeah.
look after ourselves out in the water? I'm so bullish for the future for Bitcoiners and for our community. And when we can all hopefully start traveling again, even if they do keep closing in on us with vaccine passports and whatever else, we'll find a way. We'll figure it out. It's not an option for people like us. You know, we've got too much skill, too many skills. It's too varied. There are too many movers and shakers now in this, and you know, come very, very soon, the best lawyers in the space and the best doctors in the space and the best, you know, you name it in the space are going to come.
They'll get it. And what you mentioned, like, well, even though he's not here now, Danish grew up sailing as well. I teach my daughter to sail, man, and she's out there. But you're right. Moving forward, what's interesting, it always comes back to self-autonomy, the sovereign individual, being able to do things for yourself. And that's what most education has against you. What most education has right now is you do what we tell you to do. And they call that education. You memorize what we tell you to memorize. They don't tell you how to think. They don't teach you anything. Just memorize these certain facts and you'll be a good student, which is absolutely the opposite of it, as you know, in education. Yeah, God forbid I give you an opening like that to drive a truck through. But no, it'll be interesting moving forward. But yeah, to the concept of a citadel, going back to your original question. Yeah, where do you go to protect yourself? Where do you go to protect your family anymore? In a surveillance state, and that's what we're becoming. That's the hardest thing to define, is where do you go? I mean, basically, some of you just need to go move out into the middle of the country, in the middle of the woods, and lead a life like we talked about Thoreau. When you build your own cabin, I don't know, grow your own food. That's about it. You learn to live off the land. I don't know where to go from there.
Yeah, but that we'll be doing that on like a 10x scale, 100x scale. You know, you know, the best amenities and completely self-sovereign, beautiful houses. We won't be scrabbling around, you know, knocking up a bivouac out of chopped down branches. You know, we'll be fine.
So, what to you do you think the high point, if there ever was, of humanity? What years? Because when I travel to Europe, there's certain architecture I see. I love the New York architecture. When I go to New York, when I see the architecture from the 20s and 30s and 40s, gorgeous. When I've been to Serbia, okay, when I've been to um, all these Eastern European cities, and you see things built with that style, the concrete, at a human scale. I loved everything that was at a human scale, a certain amount that you could build up, but it was so ornate. It was stone, it was concrete, it was there to last forever. Do you have your own idea of like your favorite architecture, the favorite things that you thought was the height of humanity, the perfect mix of technology, hard work, ideas, and equality?
Equality is the thing, right? That's what's missing. You look back at ancient Greece or Rome, equality is missing, right? You have the other things like amazing technology, amazing architecture, amazing culture. You know, the food, the wine, everything was there. It was all there, but equality was certainly missing. And like, if you look back throughout human history, it's just been different shades of serfdom. And here we are now. Like, you know, we were born and kind of tricked into thinking we were free human beings. And have we ever truly tasted freedom? Well, no, I would argue we haven't, because we were born into a system, in the countries most people are probably tuning in from, born into some kind of health system, or born into some kind of free education system, or some kind of state governed mandated system that is at the end of the day a Faustian bargain, which you had no choice whether or not to sign up to, because you were born into it and your parents had been, the frogs in the boiling water. Dominic Frisby talks about this pretty well. I've heard him, explain coming out of the Second World War, especially in, war-torn Europe, and concentrating on Britain. This was an exhausted nation, and that was prime time for the state to step up and start taking control of people's lives. And people were just like, yeah, whatever, free health system, throw it at me. Free education system, throw it at me. And all of these Faustian bargains were made by, exhausted generations. And that has just slowly got us to where we are today, where we believe we live in democratic societies. But in truth, I mean, we all know what's going on. And I say we all, Bitcoiners do. Very few people are really so triggered by our thoughts and perspectives on things. And MG again, NHS has become a cult in the UK. It totally has. If you question the NHS to the generation above us, my God, you will get completely shouted down. Like to these guys, it is the be all and end all. And a real eye-opening moment for me, this is pre-Bitcoin. I'd heard of it, but I was nowhere near yet buying it. Like everybody else, it takes like 3 or 4 touch points. But watching the opening of the London Olympics, and they had that like 10-minute section, song and dance, operatic, theatric bullshit, all on the NHS, and the commentator talking about the NHS and, what a great civilization. I was like, this is just weird, because that system's fucked. It does a lot more damage than it does good. And I don't understand what on earth, everybody's going on about here. And then fast forward to 2019, March, April, May, June, whenever they started doing it. Everybody was going out of their front doors on 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock on a Thursday night to clap, to clap for essential workers, or it's like there was nothing more Pavlovian than watching people do that, and it hit the mainstream narrative, and they kept pushing it, and they kept pushing it. It was so fucking bizarre. So yeah, to get back to your original question, that period where humans were just flourishing, it's the equality part that always seems to be missing. Even like the Renaissance, and throughout history, look what happens to those people that start questioning the narrative. I mean, Galileo thrown in prison, conspiracy theorist, right? Guess what? He was fucking right.
Yeah,
cancelled, absolutely cancelled. And so many other people as well, just like him. It's I don't know. What are your thoughts? What do you think is that period of human flourishing?
Well, what flourishing was, to me, it was as far as architecture, it was how you could build. You would build for ever. You built something because you wanted to be a long-lasting legacy to everything you worked for. And what I mean now is this. There are things that have been built in the 80s, obsolete by the 90s, torn down, and someone buys their property and build again.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the self-licking ice cream cone. Okay, that's the value of banks lending out money to people that buy things, build things, tear it down, and it goes on. Okay, and that entire system is shit. Okay, what I look at is like, the Parthenon, for example. That's just one example. We
Mhm.
built thing of marble.
Mhm.
Well, so far that thing has stood the test of time. When you look at
And this is
chips,
that's the building with the hole in the roof, right?
yeah, yeah, it's a little bit old now. The
Yeah,
Parthenon,
but think of like the weathering that's withstood over the years. I mean, this is Rome. These are harsh summers
no, the
and huge.
Parthenon, not Pantheon, not the
Oh, excuse me.
Pantheon.
I thought you said Pantheon.
No,
Excuse
no,
me.
no. But you're right. The Pantheon, same thing. Things
Mhm.
in Rome were built. Listen, the stuff we built today, it's ruined in 20 years or obsolete.
Yeah, the
It's
day
what
after the mortgage, like
yes, well, exactly, just like your car. Your
Mhm.
car, what your car just always happens to shit the bed when the warranty is up, isn't it? The obsolescence is absolutely stunning. These guys are smart. This is how they make
Mhm.
their money. Um, no, but the architecture to me, the 20s, 30s, and 40s, and that architecture was so beautiful, so goddamn beautiful, and we just let it go. I mean, well, hell, we bombed half of it away in the 1940s, unfortunately. But the cities that still have it, man, you can't compete with it. What you see now is atrocious. What you see now, especially in America, you drive in these small cities and towns, and it's sad. There's no
Mhm.
pride. There's no pride. There's no hope. There's no life left at all. And it's all because of fiat currency, man. It's all because of fucking fiat currency.
Mhm.
Bitcoin, like me, the old days. Look, Carnegie. If you look back at Henry Ford, back at all of the yes, these guys were assholes in a way that uh, they were monopolistic in what they did, but that was the time then. But I will admit this: they gave back and they built some beautiful libraries. They built some things to last. Probably as a mea culpa. Sorry for screwing you guys over. At least let me give you a nice library and city town center. Yeah, moving forward, that's it, man. We need to get to an old way of building things again, an old way of expressing our values in architecture. We have to get back to it and art.
John Vallis had a guy on his podcast talking about this, and there's like a university teaching all of these old ways of building. They've got
Yeah,
a guy that does French slate roofs, for example, or a carpenter that can work with the rarest kind of breed of tree that has completely fallen away from ever being used in modern day building. These skill sets that I can't remember the guy's name, but you should definitely check it out. You have to scroll through John's episodes and
the,
try and find the title.
I can Google one. There's one guy. Damn, I think of his name. But he had a book called "A Timeless Way to Build," 1 and 2. Let me see if I. Oh wait, yeah, they're 48, 7, 14. By the way,
Yeah, pumping, baby.
no, there's Chris. I think his name was Christopher something. Hang on 1 second. And it's called "A Timeless Way to Build."
Yeah, I'm just looking at the chat. Count Bitcoin, yeah, Olympic Committee, Davos, WEF, all the same people. Yeah, they're all pulling the same strings. They've all got their little
Yep,
puppets in places of power, and you could probably add FIFA and
yeah,
whoever else in there. It's we've just got to. Everything needs disbanding, like the Great Reset that they keep talking about.
yep.
That's there's two letters missing there. It's I and R because it's their Great Reset, and it's
It
not going
is.
to be good for you at all. It's like they're just going to reset the game board and stack the chips even further in their favor. That's their Great
It is.
Reset. That's what they want. We've got to somehow disband it, and Bitcoin is that tool.
It is. And if you can, I'll send this to you in a DM where you can write it down.
Mhm.
This one book is called "The Way of Building," and it's from 1979. Christopher Alexander. It's this beautiful, beautiful architecture book. I think you would find interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep, the timeless way of building. Because what the hell are we doing here? Why we turned? You talk about this fiat, and fiat to me, man. And what I love about the term fiat, it just means to me. I always think of it as cheap. Fiat just means cheap. We always call it about currency, but it like fiat art, fiat architecture, fiat lifestyles, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we're at now. We are so screwed. We are so screwed in it because everything is fiat made. That's the worst part of it all.
Yeah.
And we need to get back to the original, which
I think I heard Sailor talking about this, right? He's a big buff on history and historical kind of buildings and aqueducts, and you know, it fascinates him. And I think he said, you know, if you built something back in those days, the architect would stand under the arch of the bridge, would stand under the keystone as it was being put in, and would stand there for a certain amount of time to prove that his mathematics was sound and his engineering had been sound, and you know, he was that absolutely 100% sure in his own ability and what he had delivered, that he was willing to stand as the you know, the last key piece was going in the archway. I imagine that. Like, you know, health and safety. No, we can't have any of that. But I've just found, for anybody that's interested in listening to John's show about bringing back craftsmanship, it was on the 29th of April with a guy called Chad Urban of the American College of Building Arts. And yeah, so Chad Urban, bringing back craftsmanship. Really great, very interesting episode, and something if you're interested in building and architecture and stuff like that, and what it used to be and how it should be, it's a great episode to check out.
It's when your name meant something, your reputation meant something.
Yeah,
and you're proud to put it out there. It didn't matter the cost. You're proud because it was something that you had God-given ability, for one. Two, you also worked your ass off. So when you have God-given ability and working your ass off, and you can build something, there's nothing better.
No, man, it's brilliant. Yeah, John M says even Fiat cars are crap. They truly are. They truly are. I mean, I've got a 20-year-old Toyota Land Cruiser, and I love that thing. You know, but like the latest cars that they're coming out with, they're just throwing them out. They're gonna, like you said, in 3 years' time, the warranty, something's gonna go wrong. A belt's gonna need changing or something.
Even better, man, because I'm not a big fan. I've studied planned obsolescence. I'm very curious about this. So what do you do? So what do you do as a car company? Well, for example, someone's got to tell me in 50 years of my life, apparently every car has always gotten 25 miles a gallon or 20 miles a gallon. That shit has never changed. They've never been able to improve upon this. What I'm laughing at, when you look forward at cars, how can we get more money? It's not by selling cars. It's by repairing cars. If we repair, we get more money. So what we have to do is add more bells and whistles and shit that doesn't matter that can break. Okay, now great. Now I got a reverse camera that all of a sudden my reverse camera broke. Now I gotta get that shit repaired. Every add-on is new that must be repaired. No one thinks about that kind of shit. I do.
It's so true, and it's really insidious. It's very difficult to fix these new cars as well yourself. Like that, you know, gone are the days of tinkering.
No.
You know, it's you've got to have a specific plug-in device that can interact with the onboard computer, and that can only be done by the main ship dealer. So I always try and buy cars that are pre that date, so I can find a mechanic that can just tinker with it and just tell me what I need, and and be able to get the parts and change the thing out. It's really bad. But when you look back at how cars used to be made as well, they're so damn beautiful, right? Especially the old American cars. I don't know if you've seen the series on Netflix, The Queen's Gambit. I think it's set in the 50s, about a young girl that becomes a chess prodigy. And you see some beautiful architecture in that, and you see some beautiful cars. Like these things are amazing. The wings are down the side, and like you can get like 8 people in there, no problem. Obviously bouncing around because there was no such thing as seatbelts or whatever. But the cars didn't go fast enough, and there wasn't enough cars on the road to worry about that kind of stuff back in those days. Yeah, they're so beautiful. And I just want to say, Yorkie Bitcoiner, Gaudi, genius. Visited the cathedral in Barcelona, and
La Familia Sagria.
Yeah, unbelievable. Still building it. And quick fact on Gaudi. Gaudi was, he died accidentally. He was hit by a tram along the road leading up to the cathedral, I believe. And he just laid there in the gutter and basically died because everybody thought he was just some fucking beggar. He had no idea who it was. And just how, it's crazy that these stories have happened. Like one of the most amazing people of our time completely ignored.
So I'll tell you my Gaudi story. So I'm in Barcelona, and in Barcelona they have the red tour and the blue tour, 2 different bus systems there,
right?
Because they take you around the city to look at all the different I don't know, city highlights. But here's what was fantastic with the Gaudi stuff. I was on the Gaudi tour, and every time you stopped and were down going to the Gaudi district, yes, all the women step up with the phone or their cell phone, and they're taking pictures. And then we turn a corner, and all the men are sitting down the entire way. They turn the corner, and you find out where Lionel Messi plays. Okay. And so you go there, and all of a sudden, all the women are sitting down, all the men stand up and take pictures. This is where Messi plays. I love it. Yeah. So that's my Barcelona story, man. But you're right. Gaudi. He was an amazing man.
How was dinner, Anders? Is he back? Did he
Not yet. Hey,
a double exit scam?
No, yeah, exactly.
He was back for a second.
Hey, you wanna find someone else that fucking blew me away like this? Because I live in Florida. So here's an interesting thing. Because I live in Tampa, and if you come to the Miami conference, you better come up that West Coast to Tampa, St. Pete, and I'll tell you why, man. 2 words: Dali Museum. Salvador Dali.
There's one in Tampa. I've been to the one here in northern Spain.
It's the second. This is the second biggest one outside of yours,
right?
Because there was a couple that loved his work so much, and they bought everything they could, and they were friends with him. But I tell you what, in St. Pete, they rebuilt the entire museum. But yeah, it is unbelievable. So
I'll come for that. I'll come for that, and I'll come for some surf and turf too.
Yeah. Oh, hey, yep. I'll take you to Burns and buy you a steak before I buy Anders a steak, motherfucker.
Well, you lost the bet. I'm gonna collect, but I'm being very nice. I'm saying no need to pay until 100,000. You should buy all the exceptionally cheap sats you can below 100.
I can literally hear your poor mother scraping dishes there.
Yeah, loading the dishwasher.
Yeah, do the dishes, man. Well, do the dishes, man.
Dude,
Meatloaf. Ma.
Meatloaf. Okay, let me add this. You asked me what my mother cooked. First of all, it was so good. That's first off. Second, I forgot to tell you about, because a few days ago, together with the curry, it's great to have mango chutney. So I said, Mom, maybe we should get some mango chutney. Then she made herself homemade plum chutney. Okay, plum chutney. Lots of onion. There's vinegar in there. Plums naturally. Cayenne pepper. Ginger.
Anders, I gotta take a break, man. I got Marty's out. I can't drag shit out. I got Marty's out and I bet Mama Anders misses me. What the fuck is this? What the?
Oh God. Yeah, Al, you're dead. Is Al coming to Miami?
We'll see. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that was Ma, the meatloaf. That's such a good movie, Wedding Crashers. That scene, dude, Will Ferrell. I love it.
Princey, so what? I don't care what you got to do, man. You just make it to Miami. If you got to leave the family behind.
Oh yeah. If you have to come alone, if you have to be there alone, Daniel, just to hang out, if you have to and if you must. But otherwise, if you can get away with it, bring the family. It's a family event.
We'll all come.
Before 11 a.m., it's all family. Then we disappear in darkness. Oh, by the way, so highly recommend Avelita Fonda Pinot Verde, Portugal. You know what? It's only equivalent of $8, but it's really good, honestly. Save it for the Sats.
Do you think they would sponsor the show?
I think that would be a good fit. I'll tell you that. I have no idea. MG Smith found, I think he used Google Translate here.
It looks like it.
Yeah. I think so.
It's definitely meeting MG Smith 4 was also a highlight of mine in Miami. That's fuck, man. It's such Daniel,
no Martizelle. No. I got to go cook dinner at some stage. I'm not hanging around for another. What is the? It's 3.5 hours. I think.
3 hours 22 minutes. I mean, I can let the computer and the stream run while I watch Denmark versus Scotland. Hey, don't we have some Scottish? MG Smith 4. Where are you from again? I know you're from the British Isles, Mike.
1/8 Scottish here. The Murray clan. My grandmother.
What?
No, but myself. Yeah, 1/8 is Scottish.
Yeah. Okay. And then you're 7/8 English.
Yeah.
How you guys keep track of all this, I'll never know.
That's a good question.
We're gifted.
He's gifted. He's gifted.
I had Andy Edstrom last month was the guest for 21ism, and he was telling me he was like, I know 3/8 Swedish or something, and then but now his wife was, so now their kids. I'm like, you guys actually keep a track of all this? Like, this is a thing in America? It clearly is.
I'm 100% Danish.
Andy's hey, Danish. You actually went to a barbecue with Andy. He did a show with us.
Yeah, and you lit the barbecue. I hear.
Sorry.
You lit the barbecue, if I remember. I saw a tweet about that.
Yes. No, that was the fight. So no, the food was already that was taken care of. But then Andy has this big. And by the way, shout out to Andy Edstrom, great guy, and he's been hosting a Bitcoiner barbecue a few times in LA now. It's just great to hang out with other Bitcoiners, just like in Miami, right? Oh yeah, and another guy who's there every single time, BTC Pins, another good guy. He's coming up from OC, but Andy has this huge fireplace thing, like a metal frame where you can put in the wood, and create an actual fire, a bonfire. It looks nice. People can warm themselves, and they were like 8 guys trying to light this fire, and no bueno, absolutely no bueno. And when they were done playing, I said, "Are you okay now? You're ready now? You want your fire now?" And then I went to the mess they had made, and I only with this metal rod just moved it around. I didn't use any, no matches, no, because actually I caught Andy in the kitchen saying, "Yeah, that won't light unless we use some like liquid, like what's it called?
Gas.
Yeah, whatever, gas, something, that
Gasoline.
can really gasoline, something like that." I said, no, you got to move it around. And he said, "Okay, it's on you, Anders. You gotta fix it now." So I just moved around, didn't use anything else, but just creating. You got to create the right logistics. Basically, you got to allow the fire to breathe.
Oxygen. Yeah.
Yes, it's all about, because it was warm, but there was no fire. You got to let it have oxygen. I let it have oxygen. Then I left it. And then like 2 minutes later, all of us, and I didn't even see that. 2 minutes later, it was just like flames all over. And BDC Pinch, you should lighter fluid. Uvas, you're right. That's yeah. Edstrom was like, "No, you can't light it without some fluid."
I'm stuck on MG Smith 4 here. Viking can start fires in a hailing gale and horizontal rain. That guy's a fucking poet, man. I love that. Yeah. That guy's a poet.
Yeah, but that may be the only thing we can do. But yeah, so here we go. Anders lit the fire from 200 yards away with a flaming. Anyways, always good to hang out with Big Kerners and Princey. That's why you have to come to Miami. We were expecting you in June. Sad to see that you didn't arrive.
So one of my favorite things on Princey is he has introduced me to so many people he doesn't realize. From Satya,
really?
Yeah, from Satya,
Satya, yeah,
the plebs and all this. I've reached to. I do a lot of stuff now on Spaces, as you know, and Satya's there, but our people. But you were one of the first, in my mind, of the podcasters to embrace the plebs, the new plebs as well.
Wait. Did you just say plebs? Did you submit?
Out of
it sounded like plebs.
Sure sound like plebs. If you ask me.
I don't know, mate. Are these things working? I'm not sure. It definitely. I don't know. Say it again. Say it again, guy.
Out of honor for Princey, I will say plebs. By the way, I just got in the other earphone. I've got a word from Preston is plebes, and he's got his Apache right behind you. So be careful.
Is it a military thing? Like, real question?
Yeah. Yes. So yes, plebes. In the U.S., plebes. You're always a plebe was your first year, but it's you're
in the military. That's how it's pronounced.
Yes. You're always a plebe.
Mm.
Look at
but
it's
spelled PLEB, yeah?
I don't even know if it was spelled. You never asked. You were just told if you were in a military school, you were just a fucking plebe.
You're going into such detail, Princey, like, how is it spelled? Yeah. No, it's how it's pronounced, mate.
I just wondered whether there was a double E in there in the militry. Like, that would...
No, but it was plebes, but it wasn't a double E. It was PLEBE apostrophe S. So plebe, that's just how it came out.
Well, that explains a bit more.
Yes,
right.
It does. It does. I turned it into I did a meme on that one too. I'll share with you. But I did the whole thing with Preston, because I know he went to West Point. I was on the waiting list because I wasn't smart enough. But it was a plebe at all times. You were just your first year. You were a fucking plebe, and that's what I've
read his book. I've listened to his book.
Yeah, so that's where it came from. That's where the original comes from. That you're just a plebe.
Now we know.
Whatever. Now you know. So it was funny just to instigate the situation, as it were. Just make it sound Yeah, pleb, plebe. I'll send you the meme I did. It was from was it with William Wallace, Braveheart?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did one about plebe versus pleb, using that as a meme. I'll send it to you.
I've definitely missed that one. Yeah, throw it out on Twitter again.
Guys,
Let's get Preston going.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I just looked at the tab where I have the trading view graph. It's 48,800. We're up 1,500 during this scarf pump.
Oh.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable or believable, and people just finally get it. Hey.
I think if you include THH schedule in your analysis, that will be the final breakthrough for perfect analysis. Be it on chain, be it technical, that is the missing piece. The THH schedule. Take it into account, and you have all the answers you need.
We need a little TA analysis tool, like the little scarf just before like the big green spike. So you know, they like BTC pins. It's just put it up there. That's exactly what you need. One of those just right before the green spike.
Man, I was just checking out the old chats here, so I'll get to your BTC pins. But yeah, we'll take. Oh my God, yeah, it does actually look great on the graph. I'll just bring it right back in because we're doing so much.
Pump it, baby.
Have a look at this. Yeah. We started like one or two candles before it went vertical. That's when we started.
Hey,
we need the scarf. We need the scarf right there.
Princey got the scarf, so we had the triangular scarf technical pump action.
You need to, yeah. Hang on a second. I'm gonna grab a screenshot. Excuse me.
You got it, Princey.
This is all you need.
Jesus.
Right. Okay. I'm going to Twitter. It's happening right now.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot my dessert. Well, actually, I've been promised chocolate, some dark chocolate. You know what? I'm gonna have to adjust this because it just went
full green dildo on you.
It just went out of screen.
Look at this shit, dude. Full scarf.
Went out of screen.
We called the scarf pump, baby.
Yeah. Just leave this screen and people will gather around.
There's a lot of pent up energy apparently over the last month.
Here we go. All right, retweet that.
Yeah.
If you go to
my Twitter, if you go to my Twitter, you've got the. There you go. Even BTC Moon in the chat. I got BTC Moon Guy, MG Smith, BTC Pins, and yeah. So if you see my Twitter, go to my Twitter account. I've tagged in Will. He can start using it now. We just need someone with the skills to mock up that little scarf. We need the little scarf sign when Toxic Happy Hour goes live, just before the green dildo there.
Hey, our good friend Dennis said that. It's just also, in case everyone forgot, Bitcoin always pumps when Andrew and Pub Lord to Toxic Happy Hour penis.
Denise, yeah, he delivers.
Jesus.
Yeah, BTC Twins. He's already pins. Excuse me, already retweeted. Love it.
Wait, I didn't. I don't think you tagged me.
I didn't tag anyone other than Will Clement.
Oh,
sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, I should have tagged you, but
so
if
now
you just go to my profile. Yeah.
Yeah, I have your profile bookmarked. Actually, let me just find it. Or do I? Dude, you could have tagged me. It would have been easier to find, but
would have been far easier.
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
All right. Here we go.
What now? Don't tell me that's the
Get ready.
not with Mama Anders there. Yes.
No, Mama,
You Danish guys are weird.
Mama
She
Anna
called it
opens
in.
the door.
She.
Oh,
This is for you, son.
Dude, it's yeah, I retweeted you. I'm just changing the subject here.
Are you blushing?
No, it's actually my mother went as far away as possible because she knows, like everyone else, that I speak really loud. You're so loud, and then like she's gone. Don't blame her. Don't blame her.
Holy shit, we're going to 49 right now.
Yeah, if we stop this stream, you will be solely responsible for putting people in poverty, Princey.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. You got 12 minutes to make this happen, and I'm going to cook some dinner. I've got some wonderful pork to go and cook tonight.
Hey, that's on you, my friend. That is on you.
I'm telling people right now, if you need to get out of a position in the next 12 minutes, that's when. Well, there's nothing stopping you guys carrying on and drawing somebody from the chat in to take in my seat.
No,
Al is dreaming to get doxxed.
Listen, at the end of the day, let's be honest, Princey, you are part of the trifecta here. You're the one that got us started down this fucking road. Okay, so you're part of the trifecta.
Don't put that on me. Don't put that on me.
I will.
THH. This is all you guys.
I will put this on you. This is what I will put on you. We love you, man. We love every time you can come back and join us. But I'll tell you what, man, and this is true about Bitcoin, man. The people find each other. The people find each other that care about each other, that know Bitcoin, love Bitcoin, and you're here, man. You're back. You're back, and guess what? Bitcoin is pumping. That can't be argued. That can't be argued.
Should we take the scarves to the head, try the turban, see if a turban pump works?
Oh, and if you want,
you may do as you wish, sir. Just think of my family when you dump the price. Just think of my family.
Yeah, my family, sir, my family. No,
they'll be able to pick up some cheap sets.
Boom! Oh my God, it's moving again. Jesus!
Look at that.
The scarf pump is real. We don't need to say anything. We can just watch the price for hours live, and people, appreciate it. It takes people out of poverty. So, what do you think is going to happen in El Salvador in about a week's time? When
look, I'm just going to say one thing here.
Please. Can you promise?
Yeah, Daniel, look at that green dildo, man. Just go hire a French chef to cook for your family. You got to stay here to watch this thing go. You can hire a French chef.
Yeah, I can hire it. Yeah, you're probably right. With another $1,000 pump, I can just call one in. No problem.
No. You just had your $1,000 pump. In fact, 1,500. So. I think that graph we just looked at, that allows Princey to hire another 10 staff at his mansion.
All right, let's close on this. Let's get deep, because Anders and I, we kind of tested this out last night, if I remember rightly. Again, we were drinking beers when we were talking, but I put out a tweet yesterday, and I've been trying to think of writing a long form piece about this, and it's about identities and how Bitcoin breaks your identities. And so I tweeted yesterday, all your identities are broken. Bitcoin will challenge you to question everything and anything you have ever achieved in life. Then you will realize your identity has been built on a bed of fiat lies. Only the strong will stay. The weak will cry harder, and the charlatans will be exposed. And this, I think, is so true of.
I don't control the doorbell. I didn't want to ruin that. I'll see what I can do about it. Please carry on. Don't stop. You gotta stay in character. Stay in character. And keep going, Princey. Come on.
We're professionals, right? It's this idea that when Bitcoin finds you and kind of like holds that mirror up to your face and shines a light on your soul, and then you realize you have to question everything that's ever come before you, and you have to come to that ultimate realization that the identity that you've kind of hung your coat on has all been predicated on fiat. And it's all been, this goes back to your school, your fiat education, all of the indoctrination that you went through, all of the brainwashing, all of the nationalism that you've suffered. All of this gets just shined at you at once. And this is, I think, why people really, really suffer, especially older people who really already have kind of like a standing in their community. So the Krugmans, the Schiffs, the Talebs, and the Rubinis, they just cannot face that. And it's going to be too tough for them to come to that realization. Everything they've ever lived for, everything they've ever built, their whole career based on a bed of fiat lies, and they're going to go cry. And they're going to denounce Bitcoin. The charlatans will also be exposed because they'll try and infiltrate, the community, because they'll try and make a quick buck. And this is why they get attracted to DeFi and NFTs and all of this kind of dog shit. But it's only those that can handle that truth that stick around. And this is, I think, what we were talking about earlier. This is why we all get attracted to each other so easily, and we can build this community out. It's pretty interesting. It's something that's been playing on my mind.
So I just have to say that Princey just ripped the soul out of my body. That's what it felt like. I mean, it's so true. When you look back in your life and everything that you did and you worked for and you achieved, it's all based on a fiat standard, and that's not where we're at today. Puppy.
Yeah, so Prince and I were talking last night, and I was trying to explain to him. I'll explain it here quickly. Is even from not only a propaganda side, that's one thing, but man, from the family side, you've heard stories. I explained to him. I had a family member. Yeah, love that IPA, brother. Love that IPA.
I was just answering BTC pins. Go ahead.
Oh yeah. No. I was just going to say, when as an American, I had family in every goddamn war, from the beginning, from Civil War, World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam. I didn't realize in World War II I had a great uncle. A great uncle that was in the Pacific Theater. I knew about my grandfathers that were in the European theater, but a great uncle. And I found out later, I never knew about it. No one ever told me about it. It was a family sort of secret. He just never came home. And I found out about 2 years ago, my father had to go, he gave a DNA sample, because they're trying to identify certain bodies. And we found out, from Burma. He died in Burma, and had his remains flown back to the U.S. They had a full ceremony and all this. I had no idea about this. I had no clue. A part of my family. And I was almost 50 years old, dude. I had no fucking clue. The point of it is this. We have so many people. I don't care what country you're in. You don't necessarily have to go and, fight and die in another country. You don't. Bitcoin is going to help us get rid of this war mentality. We're going to get rid of it. Okay, I had no idea this occurred, but what I love about Bitcoin is it is a peaceful solution.
It is. And, guys, I don't know what to say after both of you sharing something pretty deep and profound here. But what I will say in extension to what you're saying, Puppy, is as you're saying, Bitcoin will bring peace. I totally agree with that, and because the reason that they can fund these extremely expensive wars is that they don't have to ask their citizens permissions now, and I'm talking about U.S. Amongst others, by raising taxes, and then the citizens say, no, we don't want to pay 90% tax. They just dilute the currency, print more currency, and say, okay, now we can buy the weapons and go to war. So fiat currency system allows governments to go ahead and go into very expensive wars without asking the citizens' permission. They just dilute the savings that they have, and unfortunately, people don't understand that. So yeah, Bitcoin will bring peace. This is going to be a phenomenal century. Mankind is going to prosper like almost never before once we have Bitcoin as the money of the world, which I think will happen within years. Wonderful, guys. Love it.
Yeah. Well, guys, Marty, I hate to disappoint Marty and his owl, but I know I got a hard stop here because I got to go spend some time and cook dinner with the family. But that's a great place to leave it.
Yeah,
guys,
it is.
Thank you for bringing THH back. Thank you for pumping the fuck out of Bitcoin this afternoon, and really look forward to all of your other shows that you're going to release, and reach out anytime, really. And thanks, guys, in the chat, everybody anybody that listens to the show and everything you do to help support it and retweet it. I really appreciate it. So have a good night, guys. Thank you so much.
Daniel, we love you, brother, as always, man.
Yeah, family is everything. Thanks a lot for joining, Daniel.
See you guys.
Say hello to Lauren and Caitlin and the rest of the gang.
Will do. Take care, guys. Have a good one.
Yeah, same thing. Bye. All right, Puppy. Should we take a quick look at the phenomenal scarf pump that we brought about together with our lovely chat?
I love Dan. Yeah, what can you say,
dude?
Who argues with that? Yeah, who argues with that?
Can't argue with it. It's been like 10 shows in a row. I mean, more or less,
Yeah.
If we bend the narrative, it's been a scarf pump every time. If we bend it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Puppy. I've got Denmark playing Scotland 45 minutes from now.
Yeah.
I don't know if my mom has the channel. I have to see that. So yeah, good to see you again. I mean, it's been so long. I guess summer is not Toxic Happy Hour time, but let's pick it up. Let's do it twice a week if we can.
We'll get back on there, man. We'll get back on there. I just love everyone. I love our chat room, man, so much. Everyone that's in there, just talking smack. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
So absolutely. So we've been going for 2 hours, Puppy. Why don't you say your final, the last pluck words, whatever.
We're rolling into September. My final words are this, man. We'll find out how close Plan B is. We'll find out, because it seems every halving is when there's a big jump in the fall. So I'm excited for October and November. September, maybe not so much. October, November, may get a little fucking crazy. We'll see.
December might very well be cherry on the top.
We'll see.
And on that note, once again, we went live. I think 2 candles before the pump. These are 15-minute candles. I just want to give a word of warning to people out there. Although everyone's long Bitcoin watching this show, but careful storing more value in dirty fiat currency. And by dirty fiat currency, I mean those things that governments can print at no cost, like US dollar, euro, etc. Careful storing your value in that and your savings, because they do print it, and they're printing it increasingly fast. And it kind of destroys people's retirement, that's why we're here, because we see Bitcoin as an alternative and as a way as saving for the future. It's savings technology. Bitcoin is savings technology. And on that note, Pubby, great to see you again. I hope we can do this again next week. And,
I love you, brother.
Yeah, likewise, man. And Princey, what a great guy. Absolutely love it. Look, that's what I said. Every time he comes here on the show, it's just such a good, like, friendly, positive vibe. I really hope he makes it to Miami, April 6 to 9 next year for the conference.
I'll be there, man. I'll find a way. But yeah, Princey is a consummate professional. Fucking Miami 2022. Let's do it.
Yeah. Here we go.
All right, man.
All right. On the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks to everyone except Al, obviously. See you guys in the next one.